So earlier today we got an update for PC. Literally 10 minutes ago I was kicked off the game on Xbox for a 2.5GB update, and that is patch 1.22. It's here, and today guys we go through the entire patch notes to see what's been changed. How's it going guys? My name's DPJ, and if you do enjoy the video, leaving a like really helps me out, and if you like what you see and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. So they start off the patch notes with, "Hey everyone, patch 1.2.2 is here, bringing a variety of fixes and improvements based on your feedback, from crash and quest fixes to gameplay tweaks and UI updates. We've addressed several community requested issues to make your experience even better. As always, if you run into any issues or have feedback, be sure to reach out, we appreciate your support." Okay, so community requested fixes. Updates to equipment tier difference feedback and penalties / bonuses. Okay, so changed tier penalty system from a hard tier to a tier system and made it dynamic based on players' equipment and the tier. In brackets there we see and sub tier of the enemy. Tier difference rules now apply only when there is a plus or / -4 level gap. Tier 2 enemies will now play a small reaction animation when struck by lower tier weapons instead of not reacting at all. Reduced damage reduction when players are closer in tier to the enemy. Significantly decrease how often companions comment about players needing better armor and weapons. Upgrade materials can no longer be sold to merchants to inadvertently make upgrading difficult. We have a longer term fix including buying back from merchants in the works. Okay, cool. Okay, so missing NPCs. In specific situations, some NPCs weren't where they should be. Saving the game and reloading will put them back to where they should be. We will have a fix soon that fixes the situation completely and doesn't require a save and load. Quest and exploration fixes. The brambles in the Delemgan Glade will now vanish when the Dragon Heart is acquired, preventing players from getting stuck inside. Greisker now correctly speaks with the player to advance an untimely end even if they previously encountered a bug with Father the Ogre spawning twice. Added a system to respawn key characters when loading a save if they were previously missing and blocking quest progression. Companion and NPC improvements. Reviving companions in combat now restores them to 75% of their maximum health instead of 50%. The starting health of companions has been increased to help with their viability in combat. Cool. Merchants and economy. Merchants at the Dawnstore docks now offer fine gear in addition to common gear. Nice. Crashes and major issues. Remove chance to crash when casting corrosive siphon on destructible objects. Optimize resource handling of VFX while the game is paused via the radio menus to prevent rare leaks and crashes. Okay, so quest and area design. Fixed invisible collision blocking a player in Strangleroot. Prevented players from charging into unintended areas in Strangleroot, avoiding quest progression issues. Enemies now navigate the bridges of the lava tubes more consistently. First contact with the enemy quest now progresses correctly if all badges are collected before speaking to Nuki. Players can now complete Steel Resolve after the main quest in Emerald Stair if they had completed enough objectives beforehand. Koha now responds correctly if the player returns to them after starting one last drink. Dialogue with Geata upon leaving Neku to deck now triggers consistently when loading saves before the conversation. Updated mapping the Living Lands quest conditions to allow starting from future regions before talking to the quest giver in Dawnshore. Updated A Lady Never Tells quest flow so it correctly completes in the quest log when starting via the courtesan, getting the shipment, then speaking to Juliana. Governor Ignaz's option to turn in the spy can now only be triggered once instead of being repeatable. Conversations with leaders in the final area no longer end prematurely when choosing the Let Me Consider option. Made an additional ending option for the Leadership Conclave available to players who initially backed out but wish to reconsider. Adjusted environment art near the Tranton's bounty in Emerald Stair to prevent bounty loot from becoming unobtainable. Previously missing voiceover lines in ambient content now play correctly. Okay, so system and gameplay improvements. Seeds of Vengeance summons now scale correctly with health and damage. One-handed weapon parry attachments now function as intended. Party buffs from the player now correctly target companions only instead of summoned creatures. Kai no longer gets stuck if using unbending defense while mid-air with a leap of daring. Improved frame rate when rendering damage numbers on multiple enemies at once. Improved item randomization when restocking shops. Blast ability for wands now plays the correct visual and sound effects. Improved logic for animations on companions at the end of combat. Improved transitions on the top of Mount Forger. Fixed interaction inconsistencies with objects and NPCs obscured by other characters. Controllers no longer rumble when loading a save before the final boss fight. Fixed issues with pond coin interactions. Added error codes for save game failures. Improved where characters are looking during certain conversations. Okay, so audio improvements. Cutscene in Naku Kabo now properly plays sound effects. Eating food from the radio menu now provides audio feedback. Increased volume of Wodika's voiceover audio. Player voice now plays more consistently for abilities with vocal components. Improved transitions between music intensity levels when exploring, and music during the end slides now plays at the intended volume. Okay, so visual and art fixes. Updated Banadorf's outfit LODs to reduce clipping during animation. Captain Ngunu's neck is now properly merged with his head. Steel Garrote soldiers have regrown their missing hands. Improved shadow quality on Xbox Series X performance mode. That's a good change actually. And then lastly guys, for these patch notes we have user interface and controls. Cloud transfer prompt is now properly centered on ultra wide displays. Xbox Cloud Transfer dialog buttons no longer shake rapidly when hovering over the bottom part of the button. Initial splash screens now properly support Chinese characters. Interaction prompts pop up more reliably. Opening a radio menu after leaving and returning to the game no longer triggers the pause menu. Removed unintended English characters in the One Last Drink quest journal for non-English languages, and Cloud Save UI now defaults to selecting the recommended option. So yes guys, there we have it in regards to the latest patch to change to the game for Xbox and PC. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like really helps me out. Let me know your thoughts down below on these patch notes, and hopefully guys I'll see you on that next one.